Welcome guys, nice to have you here. And today we have a product from Wax, and with the bonus of graphene. And this is it from the Hybrid SolutionsPro series. New. I don't think it's that new anymore. The graphene infused flex wax, tighter web of protection. So here you can really take an English course. Wax here, the spray sealant with graphene content, and I'm curious to see how this works. We are testing it on two surfaces. First on our unpolished Ford Fiesta, just washed, kneaded. You have already seen the condition in the videos, and I want to see what such a product can improve on a really damaged paint, or maybe not at all. If the product really delivers, it has to practically outperform synthetic spray wax BSD by 5 to 6 times in terms of durability, removal behavior, and everything that goes with it. Because otherwise, this is for me one of the biggest wastes of money. I got this for you. The price is extremely high. Let's test it out together, and then we'll also go to the BMW because the surface there is of course in a bit better condition. Maybe it will work differently there. But first here on our disaster vehicle. So this is the paint we are working on today. And before we apply anything to the paint, let's turn off the magic light and turn on what I like to call the light of truth. So here, yes, there are a few small fine scratches on it. And that's why I just want to test what this product does on such a paint. Of course, we will also go over to the other one. Here, graphene infused flex wax. Take a look at how beautiful the graphene looks here in this rainbow. What do you call it? Oil slick, you know what I mean? So in terms of design, it's typical wax. What was crazy is that the bottle arrived like this for me. So I really haven't taken anything out here. We are testing the spray up here, and you can see nothing is coming out yet, not even used. First, pump the spray head fully. Now the product is coming out. So it arrived like this for me, maybe during storage, somehow on a shelf. So this has been broken for a while because there is no adhesive left here at all. It doesn't stick anymore. So this has been broken for a while. Well, okay. So in terms of application, it's actually quite simple. You can apply it to a wet or dry surface and then just polish it off with a microfiber cloth. It is supposed to provide a nice paint finish, offer UV protection, chemical resistance, and a water beading effect. And of course, it should also significantly minimize resoiling. So I guess Flex is a versatile graphene-enriched spray wax. Okay, that's the direction it goes. That forms a dense protective network, or rather creates one. We subject real graphene to a process that results in a stable liquid solution of graphene. Generated from atoms, dude. Now it gets intense, it's clear, and doesn't come off. Let's try this out right away. This brings astonishing shine, chemical resistance, and water repellency. An increased UV protection, as well as an absolutely smooth surface, which helps prevent water and dirt from adhering. Water and dirt cannot adhere. Okay, shake well. The paint should be free from oxidation and contaminants. We have that. It's clean. Although not polished to an extreme, let's take a look at thoroughly washing and rinsing the water. If necessary, treat with paint cleaning agents. We've already done that. And polish. Okay, so if you buy the product, you can order a small polishing machine with it. So the paint is washed, kneaded, and all surface rust is gone. It's just not polished. Obviously, you can see that a bit in the picture. So now let's spray it on, shall we? Nice spray, and we will just go onto the surface here. 2 small sprays in the cloth. I think the amount of product is more than enough. And let's spread it out. Let's take a look at what this spray wax with graphene content does. Whether that, I still have to polish away the flowers. We won't do that while polishing, but there were none over here. There are no flowers over here, on the side where I am currently applying this. Let's take a look at how this works. So what I definitely notice is that it is So it is prone to streaks, especially when polishing it. Definitely do not use too much product, otherwise you will have difficulties polishing it out completely. We just read that a spray wax tends to leave residue with too much product, making it impossible for the cloth to remove it entirely. But now, if you take a fresh panel and go over it, you can feel it works. So applying it works over any relaxed detailer, just like with any spray sealant. What we are testing now is the paint surface. It is completely dull here. But the paint surface has definitely improved a bit, so you can feel that this surface is a bit smoother. If you take off the tape, what we are looking at now is whether the product can perhaps fill in a few small paint imperfections. Let's take a look. So, what I have to say very clearly is, no. So the product is not able to cover anything here due to the layer thickness and the ingredients. If we apply a wax here, folks, I say it looks completely different. We can also do that. Let's do a test for that. But I recently demonstrated it well with the wax from Soft99. So here you can clearly see that visually, nothing has happened. It could also be because the paint is completely scratched, but I would have at least wished for a bit of refreshment, so nothing else has happened here. We can also do it this way. Here we have the direct comparison. So, the angle of the camera is more decisive than anything happening here. So, really in this extreme case, difficult? Okay. I will let this cure here for 24 hours and then we will see each other again shortly. You have it easy, it continues immediately for you, and then we will take a look at how the water behavior is, whether anything has improved here and how this side over here looks, because I haven't sprayed any water on it with a spray bottle yet. So, and I'm back, and I think you are just as curious as I am, as we now simply spray a little water mist on here. Let's mist it on very lightly. What we can definitely see is that on the surface here, perhaps maybe it's also indeed actually due to the paint, which is completely damaged. Nothing really happens here, certainly. But look, even such a paint that is really completely finished, we don't have an extreme water carpet. Look, that's not impressive, right? And now let's take a look over here. Ah, yes, you can see a small difference, but you have to say this is really very, very mild, to put it that way. Water and dirt cannot adhere. So, the beading behavior is somewhat of a moderate disaster. Keep in mind, we are on the damaged paint here, right? But still cleaned. Here you can see the difference now. Look, when I spray here, a water carpet forms on the right, and when you increase the amount of water, you can see it. Look. When you go over here, it looks much better. We will also see it in the drainage behavior that it retracts really slowly here and here. Builds up a bit more speed. So sheeting is here on this side, which of course could harden very comfortably here with no dirt on it, is of course much better. You can see it clearly. But regarding the beading behavior, I have to say, because you always have to keep in mind, let a few raindrops fall on it. It looks like this. So it rains on the surface here. So until the dirt is somehow washed away. So there. You can forget that there are any hydrophobic properties here that push the water a bit down and carry the dirt away. So here. Look how much I spray on here. I am now almost 2.5 meters away from the car, so that it hits like a little rain. And you can also see that on the drainage paths, a pretty severe disaster. But I don't want to blame the product for that yet, because it could really be the paint that is just so dull and damaged that it has absolutely no chance. That's why we're going to check the BMW again, because the paint is a bit fresher. So, and here I applied it 24 hours ago, and you might see this little edge that has formed here. But that could also just be from the tape. Or the product has piled up there, because if we compare the surface and the one up here, we see visually, actually, no difference at all. Maybe a minimal darkening, but minimal. But you can clearly see the adhesive edge from the tape, where the product has piled up. I also left it like this yesterday. And here we are now going to spray over it with the spray bottle. Mist a little on. Let's take a look at that. You can already see nicely here, perhaps directly. On the surface, let's move a bit further over. You can nicely see when the droplets rise a bit more water comes out, then we definitely have a bit of the waste behavior has also improved. Here you can nicely see that the droplets only become round when we rinse off the dust a bit. You can see that nicely again now. Look here, you can imagine this. it looks really catastrophic. But when you rinse off the dust that naturally settles, then we definitely have improved waste behavior. But water and dirt cannot adhere. Still, look, it's not necessarily, it's more like this, because behind here we have our test areas. Here we also have a brilliant shine on, for example, and I don't want to unnecessarily burden it, but take a look at this. This is now a different world up here. This is the beading behavior. Here we have exactly the kink in it. So down here was the BSD. I don't want to spray it on all of them because that's a different video series, but just so you can see the comparison between beading behavior, where there is also a bit of dust on it, look at the droplets here. As soon as they have rinsed off the dust, bam, they run down. That's what I expect. This here for the money is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke, people. So what positive properties do we draw from the product now that we have it? We have a slight increase in paint gloss. We might have a minimal optical enhancement, if at all, depending on the color of the vehicle. Beading behavior is, so I wonder how dirt is supposed to be repelled here, especially when it rains. It looks more like a brilliant shine that has been on for over a month or two. Now let's just take the comparison directly. Do I still have a bit of water to show the runoff behavior? Zap. Gone. Well, folks, I'm still looking for a reason to bring this home as an average person. Not as a tester or the one who gets it for you and then tries it out here. I really have to say, I am really done with Turtle Wax because this has really hit me with the price hammer. A brief conclusion. So, we just tried the Flex Wax here with graphene content from Turtle Wax. I have to say clearly I am missing a bit of the reason to spend so much money for the 680ml. So sure, whether there is a bit of UV protection here, but we have that with all other products as well. And the next thing is, I'm still looking for a reason why one should go to the store now. Or even in America, where even the Americans say the price is really high. I think I watched videos from Forensic Detailing about the product. He celebrates it endlessly. Interestingly, he also included video material from Turtle Wax in his video, which makes me think, well, he has always said that it's not really independent anymore. He tries, but you can clearly see that money is somehow flowing there. For example, he also says you can apply it on ceramic coatings. Guys, if you apply this on your ceramic coating, it would severely compromise the beading behavior, so I absolutely wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't use it on anything else. Honestly, I wouldn't apply this on my damaged paint either, because there is absolutely no difference. You could clearly see on the refreshed BMW paint that there is definitely some beading behavior, but it can never compete with the good products. This is a spray wax, way too expensive for me. The graphene content here, you can throw it in the trash. It does nothing at all. It offers no advantage whatsoever. And if the beading behavior is already so, quote-unquote, poor, how is dirt supposed to be repelled? Or how is resoiling supposed to be prevented? It can be significantly reduced. You can completely forget that. It doesn't work with such beading behavior at all. In my opinion, it's completely too expensive. For the amount, there are such great products on the market. So I completely advise against this. Honestly, I'm done with this brand now, because the last products were also rather disappointing. So, yes, I got it for you. Let's see if we can include it in the comparison again, maybe also in round 2 of the spray sealants. We can definitely do that, because it will be stomped into the ground by the others. But we just need a few candidates. That's why we're including this as well. But from my side, folks, save your money. I spent the money. I'll never see it again. But now I have this great bottle. Until next time. Your Sebastian, bye.